Hello, this is Tim, Southwest Ohio Bees. It is Good Friday. How you doing today? Today we are doing a double split of the Saskatraz hive, hive number 1. It's a little early in the year, but the Saskatraz is an early bee. They build up early and I don't want them to swarm. And so you remember these 4-frame resource hive nukes? We are going to fill them today. I'm going to make this real simple. All we need are these 2 boxes, a queen excluder, the hive, and a couple frames of brood. We're going to make this real easy. Smoke them down a little bit. Let's see if I can't find them brood frames. Okay, let's get this end frame out of the way here. Place the queen's least likely to be. Man, massive amount of drone. In this hive. Okay, now what we are looking for is lots of brood. We're looking for brood frames. And that's quite a bit there on one side. See if we can find something a little better. It's drone. We don't need to transfer a ton of drone brood. That doesn't do us any good. Out of the way. Here we go. Okay. This is what we want. I'm going to remove my sensor. Shake off the bees. So I don't have to worry about the queen. Take a quick glance. Make sure the queen's not on here. Make sure we have larvae and eggs. And it looks like we're backfilling this thing with honey. Let's go ahead and put this in here. Put a heavily waxed frame in there, checkerboarded it. Have a resource there. Check the next one. Not a lot of... I think they've moved down to the bottom box at this point. Yeah. Take a look at this frame. Make sure there's no queen cells on this. A lot of brood have emerged recently. Let's try to get this other box. Okay, get this end frame out of the way. Look here, right here. This is all nectar I just shook out of there. This is fresh nectar. Oh, that's good. Sweet. Yum. Stick your finger in that and taste it, dear. That good?
Very good.
That's some good stuff. Okay. Bees will clean that up, no problem. Okay. This frame's apart here. Okay. Trying to find some more. Okay, now we've got our frames of brood. We've got a frame of honey, some resource, some in each of these, couple of well waxed frames in there for them to work on. I'm going to put a queen excluder. Oops. On here. We can keep the queen down here in the main box. Then we put these 4 frame nukes up here. Now there's really not much of any bees up in here. Now what'll happen is overnight the nurse bees will come up and they'll come up here to take care of that brood. So these will fill up with nurse bees overnight. So we'll come back tomorrow and we'll continue this tomorrow. So for now we're going to cover this up. It's as simple as that. We didn't have to find the queen. Not worried about finding the queen. So let's just cover this up right now and let the bees do what bees do. Well, it's Saturday. Good day. Day 2 of this double nuke split. Okay, yesterday we put a couple frames of brood in these boxes. Now these are 4-frame nukes. Don't try this with 5-frame nuke boxes. They will not fit nicely on here. You notice yesterday I just threw the top from these boxes right on here. If you try to use 5-frame nukes, this top is not going to fit. You'll recognize these nukes, these 4-frame nukes, from the resource package I got from Happy Bee Acres. Love you guys. Get a lot of supplies from those guys. Be getting a lot more. Those guys are great. Not only do they sell supplies, they actually own a lot of bees. Call them for a little bit of advice and end up spending half an hour talking bees. Great folks there in Batavia, Ohio. Anyway, back to the subject. Today we'll be doing some change here with this queen excluder. Now what we could do now, actually at this point, is these are full of I'm sorry, it'd be nice if they were full of queen bees. They're full of nurse bees at this point. Now what you could do at this point, is pull these off here and just stick them on the resource hive that they come with, and they could create their own queen as a full walkaway split, a dual nuke walkaway split. Or you could put queens in each of them and do it the fast way. That's totally acceptable. The problem I have right now is we've got some very cool nights ahead of us. So I'm not going to do it that way. I want to protect the brood in these boxes, so I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to take out this queen excluder I have right here. I'm going to use what they call a Snelgrove board or a double screen board. You may have seen this in one of my prior videos. These are great little devices. Some of these have like 2 holes in them, and they're just a flat board with just 2 holes. But the ideal is, okay, hi there little bee, is you have 2 screens. You have one on this side and one on this side. So you've got a gap. Screens. So the pheromone of the queen bee does not get through. The bees have to touch to send that pheromone back and forth. So it's not just a smell, the bees have to touch. So with this double screen board, there's enough space there that the bees cannot touch. So when we put this in here in place of that queen excluder, these hives now up here will then believe that, oh, we have no queen. And they will set into taking the brood that they have up here and making a queen in these 2 nukes up here. And that's the ideal. And with this screen here, we'll take the heat generated from these 2 brood boxes, which have a lot of bees, and it'll keep these 2 brood boxes warm over the next week while we have a lot of cool nights. So I'm going to wait probably a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then take these before the queen emerges. They will be making queen cells, but before those queen cells emerge, and you have to do it before those queen cells emerge. Now don't wait too long, and then take and move these to that resource hive. If you wait too long, you have multiple problems. Those queens will come back here and be confused about where they live. That's another problem. Another problem you have is the way this sets on here is they can pass under here. This is not tall enough here. And so bees can pass in these 2 boxes across here. Unless you build some kind of a board on here, bees can pass. You have 2 queens, one is going to kill the other queen. So that is not a good deal. So before these queens emerge from these boxes, they have to be moved to the resource box. So they've got 16 days or so at best. Meanwhile, they're going to stay here to keep them warm. This box is going to keep these bees warm. So let's proceed right now, and we'll show you how this is done real quick. Okay, let's take a look inside and see if we have nurse bees up here the way I suspect we should. Oh yes, we have a lot of bees. Because of the queen excluder, we know There's no queen up here. This is exactly what we want to see. And like I said, you could take these 2 boxes and put them on a resource hive at this point. We're not going to do that because we want to keep these warm for the coming cold nights. So let's move this off to the side for just a minute. I've got some maintenance to do on the main hive. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a frame, and so I can find my tool, and I'm going to add a frame feeder before I add those on top. So this main hive has a little bit of food. Get this frame out. Come on. Probably should have filled this before I put it in there. Bees trying to drink it as it's pouring in. I've never used one of these. First time for me. And you'll notice coming to the top there, little floats. That is to keep the bees from drowning. They can get on top of those so they don't drown. Okay, let's get this queen excluder back on there. Or actually, we're going to remove that queen excluder now. We no longer need that. We're going to put the Snelgrove board, double screen board. And notice I'm leaving openings for those 2 hives. We don't need them open very much. We don't need any robbing of those 2 nukes. Just a little bit. Let's get these. Those girls are on top, so they can't be the queen. I'm not worried about them. Okay. You want to hold that? Okay, let's get this back on top of the new of the double screen. Okay. I probably shouldn't pound them that way. Okay, now normally you would put on these boards on each of these and you'd put a jar on each of these. I'll be doing that midweek this next week, but it's going to be really cool over the next couple nights. So I'm going to wait till midweek to do that, to feed these girls. So for now, I'm going to throw a little bit of pollen patty, just a little bit, not much. These are awful small. I am just a little bit. Making a mess here. And that is it for them. And putting the regular top on for now until midweek. Okay, that's pretty much it. Double split with the Snelgrove board. It's that easy without finding the queen. Anyone can do it. I just did it. Proves anyone can do it. I'm sorry. I am no expert, so like I said, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Now the proof will be if these guys make a queen successfully. Hello. If make queens successfully, we will have to keep tabs on them and see what happens. And like I say, these boxes will have to come off in the next couple weeks. They will have to come off, and we will set them on the resource base, and we will show that as well. So for now, this is Tim, Southwest Ohio Bees. You have a fantastic day.